we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the original Queen QueenAShakur show. I'm your host, Queen QueenAShakur, and this is your Sunday Vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Also, don't forget to double check and make sure that you're still subscribed, especially if you have not been receiving notifications. And also, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Exit stage left. Okay, so I have the lovely Lisa Cabrera here with me today, and God Ausere, Dr. Julio has not arrived yet. Maybe he's going to pop in late. But with that all being said, we're going to break down this whole thing about Ressa Teesa and this nefarious pathological liar that she was married to by the name of Jerome McCoy, also known as Legion. Okay, so we're going to get into that. All right, so everyone get those likes up, please. Like and share. All right, hey, Latasha, Aeon's in the house. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. Timber, Dan, Hundia. All right, JR, I see you. Bithia. Okay, Aboriginal Woman, Pensy Lola, We the People, Courtney J, Buckhorst DC, Donna is here, Latasha, Root Trackers. Okay, Claudette, I see you. Nessie X, Pink Blue, December, Myth King, the Dean, Dervis, Cherokee, Descended Dale, Prime 1. All right, I saw Ray Williams up in here. Okay, so let's get into it. Priscilla, Chris Vesey. Shout out to Hey Brown Bag. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Okay, so let's go ahead and get it started. All right, let's go ahead and get it started. Now, Lisa and God Ausere, before we start, I'm just going to play a little bit of some of the things that she claims, Ressa Teesa claims that he lied about. And then we'll talk about that. But also, one of his exes has done a video, and I have that as well. Okay, so we're going to listen to a little bit of this before we get started. And then we'll let Lisa go first, and then you can go, God Ausere, and then I'll go after you two.
Is he gives the ex-wife money for the funeral. Obviously, there was no funeral. We found that out. I verified that. But I believe the 2000 was just a lie. He was never giving it to anyone. He just wanted to look like a caring individual. That's what I believe.
Now, at that point, they were asking her, people that were in her chat while she was on live, they were asking her about this $2,000 that she spoke about, because apparently he lied and told her that he was donating $2,000 to his ex for the daughter's funeral, which turns out the daughter didn't even die. So he just made that all up.
And I haven't found any evidence that anybody needed $2,000, because according to what I had then discovered, he's the one who borrows money from people, not loan money to people. Do you ever get spooked that you will see him somewhere? Absolutely. And I'm just being honest. Even in 2024, I have been places where I think there's someone that looks like him, and I physically type thing. So yes, just being honest. How much money were the bills he was paying monthly? I mean, because the rent was, at the time, this is pre-COVID, the rent was $950. So maybe he was paying $1,400 in bills. It wasn't an absurd amount of money. But what I later found out is while he was paying all the monthly bills, remember I said in the video, he was not paying his car note, because they were looking for him, but he had disabled the tracking device. And I found that out when he had disappeared for those 2 weeks. So he wasn't paying his car note. So do you think he will do this to someone else? Unfortunately, if given the opportunity, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. And I'm going to go to the video where she summarizes some of the things he lied about. I'm going to play a little bit of that.
Okay, so things that my pathologically lying ex-husband lied about. Backstory. I'm going to try to get as much of this as I can into this video, because I hate when people say, follow for part 2, but I'm going to try. All right, backstory number 1. We met in March of 2020. Georgia got shut down, locked down 2.5 weeks later. We got married January of 2021, and we were divorced August of 2021. So keep in mind that this story is spanning March of 2020 until about June of 2021, because I kicked him out the house on his birthday. So we met online, Facebook dating and Hinge. I will never do online dating again, but that is where I met him. My tire blew on 285 just before Boulder Crest.
I'm going to fast forward all of that.
Would be my friend that.
I'm going to fast forward that part.
I didn't find a house. So the lie was that he was a VP at his company, and he maintained that lie every day. Truth is, he was a temp. He called me from work all the time. I may have to make a different video to explain how he was able to lie with the work stuff. So he would call me and he would pretend to reprimand employees who couldn't see that he had a Bluetooth thing in his ear. He would pretend to reprimand them in front of me. He would pretend to take phone calls from the company president who needed his help on something. He forged emails that he showed me from the company president asking him, we need to get this up and running. We need to do this project. We need to do that. It is scary how brilliant he was and how much energy he put into the lie. But he was a temp. He was a temp forklift driver. There's nothing wrong with a forklift driver. But he was pretending to be a VP. Third lie, housing. He told me he was looking to buy a house. We got together and we started looking at houses. I found a beautiful 5-bedroom, 6-bath house in Smyrna, Georgia that was gorgeous. It was brand new construction build. And I love the house. The house was listed for $699,000. He showed me paperwork from Chase Bank saying that he was approved for a mortgage for $750,000. Yeah. I watched as he put in an all-cash offer on this $699,000 house. I watched him sign his name to a legally binding document for an all-cash offer. The reason why the house fell through was because the builder did not want to finish the basement. We were requesting that the basement get finished. He did not want to, so he declined our offer and took the offer of another couple who didn't need the basement finished. That's the only reason why that house fell through. I see now where God's grace protected me because, well, it really protected him because legally I was not his wife, so I was not on the mortgage for that home. So third lie had to do with housing. Fourth lie had to do with a baby. So I got pregnant, lost the baby. I was sad at the time. I am not anymore, but lost the baby, had to have a D&C. When I was in the hospital, the doctor called him to let him know, she'll be discharged because, again, this is COVID, so you could not go in the hospital at the time when I had the surgery. So the doctor called him and said, she's going to be released in an hour and a half. He pretended to be his own executive assistant. And so he said, Mr. James is in a board meeting, but I'm his executive assistant. David, how can I help you? You can.
Not that he pretended to be his own executive assistant. This is all nefarious. Okay, Lisa, take it away, beloved.
My question is, when he was reprimanding these employees, did she hear another voice or was it just all him?
Right. That's what I said. Like, you didn't hear someone responding. Exactly.
Right. I mean, but the whole thing is weird. But yeah, a narcissist is going to make himself seem way more important than what they really are.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like that's what he did. And for a while there, she fell for it.
Yeah.
She fell for the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just find it out. Did she ever? I mean, he's sending her emails, which is, by the way, you're not supposed to do that outside of the company, technically. With non-employees, that stuff is supposed to stay in-house.
Yeah, if he's
believe it or not, that would have sent a red flag. I'd be like, why are you sharing something about employees or emails that you got from the company president?
Right.
It just seems weird that you would share that outside of the company. I guess because I'm from corporate America and I know how that works. You just don't do that.
That's right.
That just seems odd to me. And I don't know. I just can't help but wonder why when she started learning of the lies, why did you go any further with them?
Right. Clearly out of desperation, if you ask me. I think she was just thirsty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
I really think so. God is here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the whole story is just like it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, for one, it's one thing that I feel like a lot of people ignore, and the one thing that we ignore the most is called intuition. You know what I'm saying? It's not a doubt in my mind that the lady, she saw red flags in the beginning. It was just too many. She even admitted that she saw red flags, and so, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it have to be some accountability taken on her part.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, number one, I mean, I'm not knocking anybody who do online dating and all of that. But if you are doing online dating, then you have to go the extra mile to do even more due diligence when you're doing online dating. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So her doing that, and then, like Lisa said, it's like, when this man having these conversations, it's like, are you not hearing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Is this making sense? Like, you don't hear nobody's voice on the other end of the phone. None of this don't seem to be adding up. But again, it goes back to, like I said, I think again, it's just, ignoring the red flags just for the sake of being in a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It's like I'm just, I see all of these things, but I want to be in a relationship so bad that I'm just going to pretend like I don't see it until I can't not see it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Absolutely. But see, that is the problem with many women out here. A lot of times they do see the signs. They see like the strange behavior in
Mhm.
them. Her biggest fault was she didn't use any discernment. She didn't
Right.
know when to get away from him, when it was the right time to do it. She
Mhm.
decided to continue on in the relationship. And, I can't help but not feel that sorry for her.
Absolutely. And I don't feel sorry for her because here's my thing. Now, when he was telling her all these lies, talking about he's a whole VP and all of that stuff, well, a VP leaves for work wearing suits and ties. Now, he's a forklift driver. What was he leaving for work in? Because I didn't listen to all 50 of those videos. I listened to about 6 or 7. But my thing is, you're leaving and you're supposed to be a VP. Well, if you're a VP and you have enough money to give a cash offer for a house that costs over $600,000, how was this man dressing? Did he wear, name brand shoes? I have questions because you would think that someone who's a VP of a company would wear nicely tailored suits if they
Yes.
have cash on hand to offer a $600,000 offer on a house. So was he wearing name brand shoes? I'm sure he wasn't. Was he dressing in tailored suits? I'm sure he wasn't. Expensive suits even? I'm sure he wasn't. Was he keeping his hair freshly cut? Was he well groomed? You know what I'm saying? Why is he moving in with you? He didn't have his own home as a VP. This is all crazy.
If he's a
Why
VP, he should have had a penthouse.
Thank you.
Okay,
And
he should
here's
have had
the
a
thing.
penthouse.
That's right. So why is this man who's a whole VP moving in with you and paying your little $1,400 bills monthly? That doesn't make sense from the get-go. Another thing is the fact that he had a car that he was paying on, and then this car had a GPS tracker on it, so in case he didn't make the payments, they could come and get it. Says to me that he had bad credit.
Right.
So if he had bad credit and he's making all this money, he's a VP, like this is not adding up. So she was willfully ignorant, in my opinion. Or maybe she's just not that smart. But anybody with common sense and who exercises critical thinking skills would have caught all these lies and shenanigans right out the gate. Like it doesn't make sense. And here's the thing, I always tell people not to be dating on those, going on those dating apps because people can pretend to be anyone and have anything when they're online. How do you know?
Yeah.
And so, it's online dating to me is just a cesspool of nefarious as far as I'm concerned.
And people have ended up dead.
That's right.
Meeting folks, from the, online dating. Yeah.
That's right. And you know what I think it was? I think that she was smitten in the beginning because she told the story about how, when they were supposed to have the first date, they were supposed to meet up at some restaurant or wherever. And then so she caught a flat tire and he came and changed the tire, and then he bought her flowers and he was giving her these gifts. And of course that's what narcissists do because they want you to favor them. They want you to feel the need to have them in your presence. So they do these things in the beginning, but it's all a ruse. And so when he was doing these things, I think that she was smitten by all of this and she was caught up with the material things he was giving her. She likely had never had all of these things done before. And then so she was making, in my opinion, she was likely making excuses for the little things that she did see that seemed a little inconsistent and also just didn't want to know the truth after a while.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly my point. Yeah.
I mean, you see, another red flag, Queen Amadaya, when she said she never met his family. How do you marry a man and you never meet anybody in the family? Or you're planning to marry and he doesn't take you to meet usually a man is excited about that. He wants you to meet his mom, his siblings, you know what I mean? And that just seems odd that she married him. She said he was talking to this sibling, or at least pretending to be, and you didn't find it odd that you didn't meet him?
Right. Well, he was telling her that, he was on the phone while he's pretending that he's talking to the brother. He said, we're going to come and see you after COVID or something like that. And see, that was a good excuse too, when you think about it, because the fact that we were on a lockdown, that's probably why he was able to use that. Because everyone was confined and we had these lockdowns. So that's one of the things. But after that, what was the excuse then? And
Yeah.
she married him within a year. It was less than a year of meeting him. She said they met in 2020. I want to say June or March of 2020, somewhere around that time. And then they got married midway, I think April of 2021, somewhere around that time frame. So it was about 10 months that she'd been with this man. You don't know him that well in 10 months, and she clearly didn't do any research, because here's what people on TikTok found about him. This is what someone on TikTok went and dug up, and this was just from his Facebook.
Y'all be saying we ride at dawn. Listen, the internet don't play. Y'all need PI degrees. Y'all do not play, because y'all don't find this man on Facebook. And I'm nosy. I had to go see. I had to go see too for myself. And now I got even more questions, because she said they met on Facebook dating. And if you just go look at this profile, like I'm scrolling through, it ain't giving VP. It ain't giving VP. It's just not like, he got the little construction vest on right here. Look like he moving furniture. Definitely look like he on the assembly line. Like, and look at the dates. That's March 2020, like around the time they met. They started quarantining, right? And if these was the photos he was showing her, they don't look real. They look like they off Google. Girl, look, he done moved in April 2020. Ha! You done see he done moved in, honey. He got the closet set up, honey. He got his stuff in there. Girl, clothes laid out like the first day of school, okay? This too funny outside. But yeah, I'm just looking at these photos. Like, if this the photos he was showing her of, like the houses and the cars, girl, these look off Google. They don't look like real images. Like, one thing about Jerome is a manifester. He just manifested. That's what y'all gotta understand. He is just speaking what he want into existence. You know the law of visualization. He gonna go look at it, touch it, pretend like he getting it. It's eventually gonna come to him Monday. But now I just got more questions, because he looked like a warehouse worker, and these pictures look off Google, so I'm not understanding what she was believing. What y'all be saying we ride at dawn?
Yeah, what was she believing? Because those pictures of the cars and the house was clearly something he got off the internet. And all of the outfits of his that were laid out, none of that stuff looked like anything that anyone with money, especially a VP, would be purchasing.
He definitely don't look like no VP. No defense. And I mean, I'm not trying to insult his appearance, but I would never have believed it. Right. And then when you look at the photos, you know, your job, you get ID and they take your photo. How come we don't see him in a suit?
Right, ever.
Or sitting behind his desk at work. You know how people that high up love that kind of stuff.
Yes.
You know, they love being in there, because I got pictures of myself sitting in my office. I had an office with a big window that I was in. And I got pictures of myself sitting in my office when I was a senior manager. I was a senior information technology manager. And, you know, we love stuff like that, because you want to show that this is my office. This is me in my office, you know.
That's right.
We don't have nothing like that.
And he told her that he played arena football and had no proof. You mean you don't have any trophies? You don't have any plaques? You don't have any rings? You don't have anything? Pictures. You don't have any pictures of the team?
Pictures, yeah.
Right. Souvenirs from the different places you played. I mean,
got,
this is all crazy. Just all lies.
I'm still learning as a, listening to this, but I mean, he got a hell of a story. Arena football, vice president. I mean, you know, but I mean, look, man, at the end of the day, you know, I don't know what he was trying to pull or what his objective was for making all of this stuff up, but like, he had to really be committed to keep a lie like that going for so long. Like, man, you need to be in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
For real. And but like on her part though, you know, again, man, her ignoring all of these things, she can see, you know, I'm pretty sure she saw a lot of this, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like, you know, everybody go through things in life, you know what I'm saying? And so she ain't the first person to be catfish. I just feel like she just need to take that accountability and take that on the chin and take it as a learning lesson, take the L and learn from it and move on. But what I don't agree with is the outpour of empathy and all of this empathy for, you know what I'm saying, when in reality, you know, the universe give us lessons for us to learn from the lesson. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, if that's the case, you know, everybody on the planet, when we go through a situation like that, or not saying it'll be like that, then we should all be getting an outpour of support. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
When in reality, it's just like, it's a life lesson, for her to learn. So,
right, I agree. Because to me, you should
Yeah.
not be rewarded for foolishness. Because people were sending her money and all of that, and
Right.
I just feel like, why are you sending her money because of her own foolishness?
Right.
Okay, at the end of the day. But here's another thing. He posted a couple of videos, and here's one right here.
I'm gonna address the rumor Ressa Teesa ex-wife who straight line to y'all. It's sad because it's completely false, and we went to marriage counseling, didn't work, and we broke up. But my message to her is, please stop lying to these people, and you can tell them the real reason I left you. You cheated. I caught you in the house with Bradley, and we went to marriage counseling, didn't work, and we broke up. More to the point, I haven't decided who I'm going to talk to exactly or go on whose page or whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know that she lied about everything. Follow her, don't follow her. That's up to you. All that stuff she said, it's complete lies.
Now, he said all the stuff she said is complete lies, but yet those of us with sense, have caught him in lies. Now, he now is saying to people on his videos that he has been in the talks with Netflix for at least over 2 weeks, for 16 days. This woman didn't even post those videos exposing him 16 days ago. And then he's saying that, he's going to do a deal with Netflix. And then he went on to post something about that, basically showing inside of Netflix studios. But guess who wasn't inside of the studios when he showed it? He was.
Right.
Okay. But here's another one he posted.
I need somebody to help me not have a big heart, because my heart is so big. People betray me, and I keep forgiving them.
Excuse me, Queen Amadiah, you got a troll in your chat, Ricky Manor. Ricky Manor is a raccoon.
Okay, thank you.
And he comes around Black channels making accusations that we're talking about. We're telling people to vote for Trump, which we absolutely don't do.
Right.
And he doesn't even have Terrene Reigns spelled right. I mean, you can get out of here. Thank you for taking care of that.
Yes, no problem. Thank you for noticing.
When you see him, get rid of that raccoon.
Okay, he's blocked now, honey. He won't be back. Okay.
So, anyway, I have a lot of mixed feelings about it, but I kind of wish she didn't bring this to social media. I think there are certain things that go on in your life that doesn't need to be on social media. And I believe this situation is that. First of all, I would be ashamed if I met someone on Facebook and everything fell apart and he's a liar and all this. I don't think I could talk about that on social media.
Right.
I believe I would have kept that to myself.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think she, I don't know, maybe she just wanted to get it out. I don't know, but she said something along the lines of, if anybody knows somebody at Lifetime, let them know.
I don't think it should be on Lifetime.
Yeah, maybe she's trying to get a deal or something, because remember,
it should be on Lifetime.
Because, this is starting to be a trend, Lisa, because remember the lady that came out that caught her husband at the airport with his mistress? And she went viral, right? And they said that she was allegedly trying to get on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I think some of these people come out and tell these stories, and so they can go viral. And, you can't always tell if you go viral, but you can always hope. And then maybe they'll get a deal or something. Maybe that was it. Or maybe she thought this was a form of therapy for herself. Maybe she thought it would be therapeutic to tell people about it. I don't know. But yeah, I would never be telling all my business on the internet, specifically where I got played for a whole fool and was complicit in my own demise. That's what I wouldn't do.
And that's what I'm thinking too. I just think that she's really doing herself a big disservice. And yes, you put your business out there. Yeah, people are going to judge you.
Right.
And they're going to have opinions, and you're not going to want to hear those opinions. It just don't belong online. I just think that's a big mistake, putting it out there. But I don't know. I think if anything, she should get off of the internet and get herself together.
Yeah, I think she's fueled by the support that she's receiving, because there are some women that are going hard in the paint from her. Now, I was listening to a live on TikTok the other night with about 3 or 4 women, and they were talking about, basically saying how she allowed herself to be played for a fool and all of that, and how she was naive. And then there were other women going in on them saying, "Oh, you're just mad, you're just bitter. She accepted accountability, and he was wrong and this and that." But I feel like those women that were defending her foolishness, I think they too have been fooled, and I think they too lack the ability to use discernment when choosing a mate. Because why else would you be going so hard in the paint for this woman? You don't know her. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry. Now, it's okay to have empathy, but let's not make excuses for people's foolishness. You do them a disservice when you do that. She should have seen that. She did see the warning signs. She said it herself. She saw some of the warning signs, but she continued with the foolishness. And then she said she also found out that the ring that he bought her, the wedding ring, was bought from Amazon, and he paid $34.99 for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, what?
Yeah.
$34.99.
$34.99. She said he ordered it from Amazon, so of course it was fake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was fake. And here's the thing. This is how you know she just isn't that smart, because when you receive diamonds, especially high quality diamonds, right? The person purchasing them for you will likely have a sort of certificate or something stating, what type of diamond it is. You'll just have information and things like that,
right?
In some cases. But so you got a wedding ring, you couldn't tell it was fake? Like, you don't know a real diamond from a QZ? Like, I have questions, because you can't fool me with no Cubans or Cody.
Right. And that's, when I got my wedding ring, they give you a certification right there at the store.
Thank you.
Certifying that it's real gold and it's real diamonds, or a real platinum and diamonds. You know what I mean? You get certification right there at the jewelry store.
That's right. When my ex bought me a engagement ring, that same thing I got. So, and for other gifts too. So that's what I'm saying. When you have real genuine diamonds, nice quality, and somebody who's a VP, we wouldn't expect him to buy something cheap. We would expect at least VS quality. So you mean to tell me you didn't notice you're walking around with QZs? And here's the thing. If it was only $34.99, well, then the band couldn't have even been real gold, platinum, or anything. So what's really going on, girl?
Her hand should have been turning green probably within a week after she put that ring on. Right. Not only that, like, man, I mean, I know ladies and women like to show their rings off. Like, who was she showing the ring to that was actually giving her the green light, saying, "Oh, okay." Like, I mean, there's so many holes in this story, but one thing about it is I don't take anything at face value, man. Like, attention is the new currency, man. You got to look at the lengths that the lady that got hit in the head claims she got hit in the head with the brick that she went to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right. You never know if even him and her are all in on this together. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get a story deal or something. Like, it's just, people will go to lengths beyond what we never seen in this day and age. So it's like, I take everything, with a grain of salt.
Grain of salt.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a shame. I don't know. I don't think I would be her audience. Maybe for a little while, but not that long. I mean, after a while, to me, you're just making yourself look silly.
Right. Now, there was there was a story, and I think this was here in Atlanta as well. This woman, she was equally as foolish, because she married this guy. I think they were in fact married. And he lied and told her that he was a doctor. And every day he was leaving the house in scrubs. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was like over a decade ago. I think she was dropping him off at work. Here it is right here. 2009. Man lied to girlfriend about being a doctor. Okay, a man dramatically, he ended up getting arrested because he changed his plea and all of that. But this 32-year-old man pleaded guilty on day 4 of his trial to recklessly endangering the woman by masquerading as a doctor. Mm-hmm. So this man was literally going to the hospital, and I forget which hospital it was. It could have been Grady. I don't know, but he was going to the doctor going to the hospital every day, living this whole life. But here's the thing. If this man is not actually a doctor, well, you don't know what kind of money he has in his bank account.
Not only that, you never called him on the job.
Right.
You didn't say, can I speak to Dr. So-and-so? And they said, wait a minute, we don't know doctor here by that name.
Right. Like, make it all make sense. This is all crazy. Now, let me go to the video of the other woman who also claims to have been a victim of
had
his.
fake degrees.
Right.
It makes you wonder, why didn't she question this?
That's the thing. And he probably didn't even show, I don't think he even showed her any degrees. And this guy said he's a VP. Well, you would think that he would have had a college education.
Right.
To get such a position, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody, or I shall say most people with degrees, have their degrees posted in their homes.
Yes.
So when he moved in with her, he didn't bring these degrees, because my degrees are right here in my living room. As soon as you walk in, you're going to see them, because I'm proud of them. So he didn't have his degrees anywhere, nothing to prove or substantiate his claims about playing arena football. Okay, wasn't dressing in the style or driving in the style that a VP would. And here's the thing. Now, I didn't see this video, but I heard women talking about it on TikTok. They were saying something about he supposedly had her thinking that he was driving the company car, and it was a Mercedes, right? But saying that he would never drive it to the house. He was telling her that he, for safety reasons, he would leave it parked at a Walmart parking lot or something like that. But I'm like,
that doesn't make any sense.
Right, exactly. How do you believe such foolishness? So he's driving this car and parking it in an empty parking lot, and it's supposed to be safer than in his driveway?
Yeah.
Make it all make sense. But let me go to this other lady who says she was also a victim of his.
Yo, y'all, oh my God. Y'all, I'm only on here because I'm here to collaborate Ressa Teesa's story. I too survived Legion, aka Jerome McCoy, aka Rome McCoy, aka Out of Augusta, aka Pathological Liar, aka I'm from Philly, aka I had to call the police to get this man out of my apartment in Clayton County. And by the grace of God, the situation went the way that it went because the police had to put a restraining order on him not to come back to my home, my property. I mean, it wasn't a restraining order. It was like a trespassing order. I'm sorry. I want to get it right. That he agreed to. And the police had to come to my home at like 11, 12 o'clock that night when I was putting this stuff out. And again that morning, because I had to figure out a way to get his pathological, weird, narcissistic behind out of my home. And I'm not laughing at Ressa. I'm totally not. I'm not even laughing at the situation. I'm laughing because I know what kind of trauma came behind that short period of time relationship. He lied to my family, told my family he played for the Cowboys or something like that. I don't know. And my sister and my family can collaborate the story. We spent Christmases together, like holidays. We lived together, like we physically lived together. The same shoes that he posted in one of his videos, it was some felines, some black felines. Girl, guy, I got them shoes from Shoe Show on Old National in Atlanta, Georgia. There were some felines, and he wanted some peanut butter bottom felines because I had, at the time that was really popular, like I said, 2014, peanut butter bottom shoes was really popular. Ever had peanut butter bottom Air Force Ones, peanut butter bottom Reebok. Everybody wanted some peanut butter bottom, which is the brown gummy looking bottoms on their kick. So I had that. He probably got some Jordans. It was some stuff that we got for Christmas. Now where he get this money from, y'all, I don't know. But I will tell you this, brother couldn't keep a job, would not keep a job more than a few months. Probation officer showed up at my door one day, told me I really don't know who I'm dealing with, but she wouldn't give me no freaking details. Clayton County, y'all ought to be ashamed. I should sue y'all now because he probably had done this to other women, which is why he was on probation, more than likely. But come to find out, as the son of the other woman that he was with prior, I got it fresh, y'all. I'm talking about fresh, like the guy who beat him up. I got him fresh. He actually got locked up when we were talking for violation of probation. They pulled him over, and somehow, I don't even remember back then, like he got pulled over. They saw that he had a warrant for his arrest. He got taken to Clayton County then. That was probably like in 2015. The probation people They ended up letting him out. He was only in there for maybe about 3 weeks or so, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, was begging to get out. Thought I was finna post bail. I was like, no. Thought he was finna get in my pockets. I was like, no. Thought he was coming back. I was like, no, you gotta go. Y'all, he walked from Clayton County, and I'll tell y'all now, he walked from Clayton County jail to my apartment, which I'm not gonna tell y'all exactly, but it was off West Fayetteville Road, gated community. Walked from Clayton County jail to my apartment one morning, like they released him or something, and he walked to come back to my apartment. And I was like, how did you get here? What happened? You know, because I did not want him to come back to my home. Sorry, y'all, my phone was about to go there. But anywho, Ressa Teesa is telling the truth. Girl, I'm sorry you married him. I'm so sorry. I made him do an HIV test back in the day. He was nowhere even now. I mean, he looks way different now. But like she said, very charming, told the greatest stories. Oh, he's a mirror. If you look at classic narcissism, he did. And at that time, y'all, I had no clue what being a narcissist was. I did not know. I had no clue. But when I say textbook pathological liar, narcissistic with borderline personality disorder, yeah, I got it all diagnosed, y'all, because I had to go to therapy to get over this craziness, thinking that I was cuckoo, and I was not. Ressa Teesa, girl, reach out to me, girl. I can fill in some of them blanks for you, because that was from 2014 to 2016. He had a break in there where he had 2 other women, 2 others, before he met you. And I met him on a dating site back then, on Facebook, I think, as a matter of fact. Still was on Facebook. It might have been Facebook. I think it was Facebook. But anywho, online dating was really just kicking off. Like, people really didn't like it, really didn't trust it.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm sorry, but these women are not very bright. And the fact that she said she's there to collaborate Ressa Teesa's story rather than saying corroborate lets me know she's not that smart. Okay? And she dealt with him for 2 years, lady. I'm sorry, what?
How does he play professional football and he got to move in with you?
Thank you.
Exactly.
I mean, you didn't see something. It's like he meets these women and he got to move in with them.
Right. That's not a red flag.
Yeah. You're
That's
a VP.
crazy.
You're a football player, but every woman you meet, you got to move in with them. Nah.
These women are just not that smart. That's the bottom line. They have no one to blame for their foolishness but themselves. Okay? There's predators like him who go out here and run scams on women, and there's some who run scams on men. But they do that to people who are foolish. Now, I know anyone can be played a fool, but there's only so much you can lie to me about that you're going to get away with. Like, tell them these kind of lies. These should seriously be something that you know is not true.
Right.
Yeah. The type of lies that he telling can easily be fact checked.
Yes,
Like, I mean, how do you tell somebody you on a Dallas Cowboy roster when you can easily go to Google and look who plays for the team?
Exactly.
If you believe something like that, then I mean, it's sad to say, but you kind of deserve to be had. You know what I'm saying?
And they even put the bench warmers on the roster. The guys that really don't get out there and play, they're the bench warmers. Even they're on the roster.
And if you played arena football, you went to college, didn't you? Because how did you get on there? You know what I'm saying? You had to have had a football career prior to that. So where did you play? Did you go to college? Where's your degrees? What college? I mean, none of this stuff posted on his Facebook or any of that. And then this woman just said that she bought him a pair of felines or whatever. And all that stuff. Why are you buying him anything if he has all this money? Like these women, like I'm telling you. And here's some of the women that he played for fools. Because they posted this online. Pictures of these women that he played for fools. Let me make sure I'm pulling up the right video. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Is this it right here? No, that's not it. Hold on. I'm sorry. I can't see which one is which. Hold on. That's them right there.
Yeah, he's
Those
a
are,
chubby chaser.
yeah, and you know what?
Chubby
That's
chaser.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is.
He
And you
goes
know,
for the women that are a little overweight and have self-esteem problems.
Hey, there you
that's what
go.
it
Low
is.
low self-esteem. That's the common denominator. Yeah,
That's exactly what it
for
is.
sure.
That's exactly what it is. And that's what Dr. Julio said on his video that he did about this. He said that he's going after these women who are heavy set because he said there's no way any woman that was even remotely attractive is going to fall for this BS for this length of time. Now, some of them will. Some of them will. But at the end of the day, there's a specific type of woman that he's looking for. And see, that's what narcissists always do. Like I said earlier, narcissists know who to target. They go get people who have low self-esteem, who have complexes about themselves, and people who just aren't that smart.
Mhm.
Now, what he wouldn't have done was try to pull this con on a woman who worked in corporate America, a woman who was a VP herself, or anything like that. That's what he wouldn't have done. Someone who's college educated 9 times out of 10, he wouldn't have done that because he would probably feel like they could see through his BS. At the end of the day, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
Man, I think a lot of times I think we don't forgot how to use critical thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the stuff he's saying, like, I mean, he not telling you small lies. I mean, my man telling you like the most outrageous lies you can think of. Like the next
Right.
thing he gonna tell you is, you know what I'm saying? He was on the space mission and planted a flag on the moon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's crazy. You know,
It
like
is.
man.
It really is. I mean, so I just can't feel sorry for people that allow themselves because then you're just willfully ignorant at the end of the day.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
not know this stuff isn't adding up? And you never met anybody in his family. Now, Ressa Teesa said she never met any of his friends. Now, there was one friend that she supposedly spoke to, and that's because there was something that happened, and the friend ended up getting in touch with her or whatever. Oh, it was because after she kicked him out, then he wanted to go move in with this friend of his, and then supposedly told the guy, that she kicked him out or whatever, and he didn't have anywhere to go. And so the guy called her to verify the story, and then come to find out he'd been telling the guy lies as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm just saying, it's always a red flag. It should have been a red flag for anybody with sense. If he's sitting up here supposedly making all this money, and he's trying to move in with you right away, because he moves in with these women rather quickly.
Yeah.
And then do they even ask where was he residing prior to this? And why are you now telling Ressa Teesa that you're in the process of getting a home and you're going to put in this cash offer? You should already have a home. How long have you been a VP?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. Like my auntie used to say, I wouldn't be a fool if my nickname was Fool. Okay, you can miss me with all of the shenanigans.
Word.
This is all said, but let me go to another video of somebody clowning him.
I recently saw a video of Legion, Ressa Teesa's ex, and I don't know what he was on that video lying about because all I could focus on was his face. It's something on his face, like he has some type of skin condition. It looked like the man got scabies. I don't know where that came from because Ressa only told us you had knee problems. I had no idea that his face was looking like that. It was horrible. I ran straight to the comments. People were saying like his name is Legion because he has lesions all over his face. That was way worse than lesions. That man, he looked like he got leprosy. And as somebody who has a skincare routine, I don't always do the nighttime regimen because I just be tired and don't care. I saw Legion and his lesions on my For You page. I got right up and did what I needed to do. Legion, you need some azelaic acid gel, some tretinoin. You need everything. You would never catch me on camera looking like I have scurvy. So Legion, I don't know where your life is right now. I don't know what part of the country you're in right now, but you need to eat an orange. Get a vitamin C shot.
Check to see if he got anything X, you know what I mean? Some kind of X virus or disease.
Right. Right.
That stuff will bubble up to the surface after a while. And
Yes.
there's no telling who he's been laying around with.
And she did say something about that he got very sick and he had this dramatic weight loss. Because she said when she first met him, he was about a 3X. I'm like, first of all, this man's not even remotely attractive. Okay. So what
will do that to you? You know that?
I think he just be. I think he just changing appearances for his next role. I think every time he get into a new role, he switches appearance up because he treated like it's a new acting role.
He could that could be the case. Now, what were you saying would make you have that happen, Lisa?
Syphilis.
Oh,
especially when you have it for a long time, you'll start seeing signs on the skin.
Okay. Because they said that he had something like some sort of rash that looked like there was a doctor, a black female doctor that came out, and I should have downloaded her video too, but she said something about I didn't download it because she had music playing in the background. That's what it was. But anyway, she said that the thing on his face was a fungus. That's what she said it was. And she was talking about different ways you get that. And she said she wasn't going to say what she thought it was, the disease. But she said that's what it looks like because those people with that illness get those fungus on their face.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not telling what he has because he's been doing this for quite some time, apparently. And somebody who lies like that, I mean, you don't know what he could be hiding.
No, and you'll never get the truth. Even if she wanted to know the truth from somebody like that, you'll never get the truth.
That's right. Because some people were asking her, does she want to have a talk with him to get to the bottom of it, to get closure? You're not going to get any closure from a pathological liar.
No, you're not.
Please.
You're just giving him an opportunity to continue lying to you. That's all.
Right. Like people online have given him, because like I said, he's out here lying on the internet, saying that she's lying, and then saying that he's having a deal with Netflix. And he even went so far as to, and I didn't show this video either because the lady had music in the background, but there was a lady who did a video showing he posted the letter from Chase saying that he was approved for a loan for a house and all this, that, and the third. First of all, it looked like something that he clearly put together himself. Okay, so all these women had to do, in my opinion, was do a little bit of research. That's all you had to do, was do a little bit of research. The one lady from 2014 to 16, when she was dating him, she said that he was arrested for probation violations and all of that. So clearly she didn't know that he had a criminal history.
Oh, goodness rated, Bo. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oral thrusts.
Right. Oral thrust.
And yeah, that'll make you real sick. That'll make you real sick.
Okay.
So, because I know there is, in fact, I watched a video yesterday. It was this white woman, and this stuff was sick, what she was saying. Apparently, she takes her body fluid and cooks with it. And both her and her husband ended up getting oral thrusts. I said, that is the dumbest thing. She was like, well, what better way to show love than to share your body fluid with your husband? I'm like, what? Who else does that?
This is all crazy.
But they both got oral thrusts from it.
Yeah.
And I said, look, when your body dispels something, it means your body don't want it.
That's
you don't
right.
take what your body just rejected and put it in food and then force it back in your body. I guess they did both get sick.
That's crazy. That is absolutely
that's what
crazy.
They're saying that he possibly could have.
Okay. Well, he definitely got sick. According to her, he was very sick. And here's the thing: he had to have, after she kicked him out, he had to have been living in his car for a while, because she said when the people finally did repossess the car, the clothes that he had, she said he left with 2 bags of clothes. All the rest of his clothes were still at her house, and then she ended up donating them to the homeless or something like that. But he left with 2 bags, and she said when they came to repo the car, there was the 2 bags of clothes were still in the car.
Wow, he couldn't even afford a hotel room.
This man was living on the edge. And that's what I'm saying. Somebody who's living like that, You don't know that they're lying when they're talking about they're a whole VP. Like, that's what I'm saying. Some of these women need to be ashamed of themselves for believing such foolishness.
You never heard of oral thrush? Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's a pretty painful thing when people get it, but it comes from body fluid.
Wow.
I won't go deeper than that.
Yeah. Now let me see what this video is here. Hold on.
If y'all haven't seen the videos, allow me to let you know it's our turn to be lied to and gaslit. This is Legion, aka Ressa Teesa's ex-husband, and he has been posting videos to TikTok saying he's sick and tired of the lies being told on his name. Let me tell you, when you watch these videos, it'll all make sense how he was able to sit on the phone talking to himself for 30 minutes to an hour, pretending like his brother was on the other side. This man wants us to believe that he's tired of the lies, so he's been sitting down with Netflix. That alone is enough to let us know that is a lie, but it's the fact that he said he's been doing it for 16 days when Ressa Teesa didn't even post that long ago. So when everybody called him out saying they didn't believe him, he posted a video tour inside of Netflix's office, but he never shows himself in the video. And the search bar says Netflix Singapore. When you click on the search bar, this fourth video is the same video he posted pretending to be there. And that video doesn't belong to him, it belongs to this person, which is pinned. So when people called him out for that, he posted this saying, Netflix head office, thank you for this opportunity. Y'all will see who's lying when my story hits the big screen. At this point, I'm just waiting on Netflix to leave a comment calling this man out.
So now he's claiming that his story is going to hit the big screen.
Crazy.
No, that story, yeah, as interesting as it is, no, that story ain't going on Netflix.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. At the end of the day, he doesn't even have a story to put on there. She's the one that told all of this information and did the 50 video series. All he's doing is sitting up here still telling foolish lies, as people have easily debunked. And that's the thing. Just as easily as people on the internet have debunked the lies that he's now telling, these women could have easily debunked the lies that he was telling them if only they'd done a little bit of their due diligence.
Yeah.
But, you know, some people are desperate, just want to be in a relationship so bad, they'll just be willing to believe anything, it sounds like.
Exactly.
And then let me say this too. The second lady that was saying that she got played by him, and she was talking about she should sue Clayton County because they could have told her why he was on probation or whatever. Well, his probation officer has no business telling anyone his business other than him. So that's for number one, unless he's authorized it. But second of all, why do you want to sue somebody for your own foolishness? You're nobody to blame but yourself. You can't even blame him at this point for the lies that he told, because you sat there and willfully believed it. Lie after lie. You didn't ask yourself at any given point, how come when he's talking to his brother or his sister or these people that he's making up? Because even one person, Shantae, that he was supposedly pretending to talk to, saying that was his sister, she said that was somebody completely fabricated. He just made the whole person's existence up completely. So, but you didn't have sense enough to notice that you don't hear these people. When somebody's on the phone and they're in close proximity to you, you can usually hear them saying something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And I'm like, you know, man, I just don't like, where do he find these women at? Like, I don't know. They all fell for the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
On Facebook dating, beloved. That's where that second woman said she met him on Facebook dating also. And see, that's the thing. I always have been telling people, and somebody called me old fashioned when I told them this. I said, you all should not be using these dating sites. It reeks of desperation. That's just what it does for me. It reeks of desperation. You have all kinds of people on the internet, predators, serial killers, you know, rapists without the G, and all these people doing all sorts of nefarious things. They can tell you all kinds of lies. Why would you want to pick somebody off of the internet? And if you do, why wouldn't you vet them and want to get a full scale, you know, it's almost conduct a full scale investigation into who they really are?
And you know, you could have an inmate that was just released from prison. You don't know where this person came from,
or even still in prison. Lisa, there's people in prison posting to the internet.
And my question is, even when you found out he was lying, did you at least take a deep look in his background? Because I would think at that point, I mean, was this dude ever an inmate? Or
Right.
what is his background?
He had to have been an inmate because he was on probation, according to that second lady. And then Ressa Teesa said something about he got arrested. She said something about him getting arrested too. So what kind of VP is going around here getting locked up?
Right.
So crazy. And the fact that she didn't even pay enough attention to his profile on his Facebook, because all of that stuff he had posted on there, where did any of it look remotely like something that a man who's a VP would have posted on their social media?
Right.
Nothing about his job posted on there. No pictures of him at work.
That's what I'm saying. You would think if you're a VP, like I said, almost everybody that I worked with at the time, I was a manager and there were several other people that had offices around me. We were all in a certain part of the building in our office. And everybody had a picture of themselves sitting in their office.
Right.
All of us did.
Right.
So how do you not see that?
It's all crazy.
Don't you find it strange? You're a VP and you don't want, and usually a VP will have a pretty big office,
Yes, and they usually make over 6 figures. So this is just all crazy to me.
Yeah, well, apparently he must have got his grift down so well that he can just fool these women online.
Yes. And here's the thing. I knew the VP, a VP of Motorola years ago. This man and his wife had a home out there by Evander Holyfield, like literally right down the street, living in a whole mansion. But this dude here is a VP, and he has to move in with y'all.
Yeah.
This is all crazy.
I dated back in the day, I had dated a pilot that flew for FedEx. He showed me so many pictures of him, with the headset on, sitting in the cockpit. So I knew he really did fly for FedEx because you would see him in the plane.
Right.
And he would tell me all kinds of stuff. He flew the same route every day. He went from Philadelphia International Airport and he would have to fly into Memphis. And he would just take all the mail for FedEx and packages and fly there. And he flew that same round trip every single day. And when he would call me, it sounded like he was at an airport. You could hear all the, the PA system in the background. You could hear people walking around and talking. You could hear all kinds of voices. But he used to even show me pictures of him when he was in the cockpit of the plane. And I mean, yeah, if somebody works at a certain place, they're going to show you that.
Right. And so this man's driving a forklift and telling her he's a VP, and he's acting as if pretending while he's on the phone with her with his earpod in, he's having her to think that he's scolding his employees, but she never hears any of them ask a question, try to give a rebuttal, explain themselves. She never hears any of this. And I'm sorry, but if you're driving a forklift, there should be some noises in the background, like machinery and things like that. I have a friend who works for GE. And when he calls me from work, when I'm talking to him, I can hear all the noise in the background. My high school friend. So at the end of the day.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
If I would even hear the plane engine. You could hear the plane engine. And he was like, oh, I'm getting ready to take off. And you could hear everything. And it sounded like a plane.
Exactly. This is all crazy.
Yeah, it sure is. And he drove, and I knew he was telling the truth.
Right. Timber Dan said, Queen says she knows the sound of success. It's just crazy.
Because like, wow, I mean, it was learned a lot about him, and I met his brother, and his brother was also flying. I forgot what
Yeah.
airline he was flying, but both of them they got their experience from being in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
And they both became pilots. He flew for FedEx, and his brother flew for one of the commercial airlines, but I can't remember right now because it was just so long ago.
Mm-hmm.
But those things, all they had to do, whatever company he claimed he worked at, how hard is it to pick up a phone and find out if he's really there?
You're right. Now, tell it like it is. It says I drive forklifts, and trust me, it's a loud work environment. Exactly. So, like I said, these women just couldn't have been very smart.
That's what my dad did for a living, Queen Amadaya. My father
Really?
he worked for General Motors,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a United Auto worker, and he worked in shipping where they would load the auto parts onto a train. And my dad was there for 32 years. That's what he was. He was a forklift operator. And it is loud. You know how loud those forklifts are, especially when you got a whole bunch of them and everybody's working. It's very loud. My dad would even have the earplugs in. They would put earplugs in because it was just so loud.
Right. Exactly. So, like I said, these women just fell for the okie doke at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And like I said, he's not even that. I'm not even that. No, he's not attractive at all. Not to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not to me. I won't say he's butt ugly, but he's not far from it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think it's a shame that even in this day and time when you can really find a lot of information about a person online. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's the information age. You can Google most people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
saying? You can even Google the company they claim they work for.
Okay.
And sometimes in many cases, they'll have a list of the employees or employees that work there.
Mm-hmm.
I would think today it's easier to find that stuff out than it would have been harder like pre-internet days when you really didn't have that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, when I look at him, I did see those bumps around his mouth. I did see that when when she showed the video, and I don't know. I would be leery about seeing that on a man. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Prime One said she didn't care because she was desperate, and Roddy said get a PI if you suspect something. Honey, I wouldn't have to get a PI because I am a PI myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would be doing all kinds of background checks, fact checks, and all of that. You can't just sit up here. See, people with intuition and common sense, you can't just tell us anything, okay, and think you're gonna get away with it. You might get away with one little lie, but these big lies that he was telling,
right?
This is all like fantasy. And then I disagree with the woman in the video who did the video about his Facebook page and all of that with the cards posted from Google when she said that he was manifesting. No, that's not what he was doing. You see, when you manifest, you get pictures of things that you want and you focus on them and you visualize yourself with those things. He wasn't doing that for manifestation. He was doing that to fool other people. Right. That's what he was doing to keep up the charade and the facade. And sadly, some people fell for it because they didn't have sense enough to recognize lies and to call out red flags. And at one point, Ressa Teesa said that when she finally realized that he was lying, she said to herself, I'm going to let him keep lying. No, that's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to let you keep lying to me. As soon as I find out you're lying, I'm calling you on your BS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Yeah. Somebody said he got boils on his face.
Yeah, I saw it. I see what people mean. Yeah. I mean, if I would have met a man and seen that on his face, that would have sent up a red flag right there.
Exactly.
Like, what do you got going on?
Because if you
A
are a
big bump
VP,
on your face.
thank you. Because the average VP salary, like I said, is over 6 figures. So if you're making that kind of money, you definitely would have a dermatologist appointment if you had something going on. And let me just go back to that video of him for those who missed it, so you can see his face.
I'm gonna address the rumor Ressa Teesa ex-wife who straight line to y'all. It's sad because it's completely false. And we went to marriage counseling, didn't work, and we broke up. But my message to her is please stop lying to these people, and you can tell them the real reason I left you cheated. I caught you in the house with Bradley, and we went to marriage counseling, didn't work, and we broke up. More to the point, I haven't decided.
Now you can't really see the bumps on that particular video.
No, it was on one of the still shots.
Yeah, and he had like all these bumps just coming down and around, and some people said they were lie bumps. He had a whole bunch of lie bumps on his face, clearly. But this is all just crazy, but that should be a lesson to the people that watch the videos. That should be a lesson to anyone else who's naive and desperate, okay? You never need to be desperate for love and affection, so much so that you allow someone to just completely fool you and just tell you a whole pack of lies, and you continue to accept the lies and live with it. Because at the end of the day, what are you going to have when it's all said and done? Besides hurt feelings and likely, in some cases, even trauma. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Sarah, you have anything you want to say? We're going to close it out in a minute.
I mean, not really. The only other thing that I would add to it is that, when you see these type of women who, put themselves in such situations, these will be the same women later on down the line that you will see bashing black men and saying that they this and they X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
When in reality, you made the choice to choose, whoever you chose. You know what I'm saying? So
that's right.
That's my only thing about situations like this. And then, these situations get highlighted and, they get all the backing and all the support, this shouldn't have happened to her. And, she's a victim and this, that, and the third. But then, on down the line, you'll start to see more and more of these type of women, bashing black men later on down the line. So, we got to be mindful about what we give our energy to. That's all I want.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. Because here's the thing. There were some women who followed her story saying, oh, I'm never going to trust black men again. I'm never going to trust. This is not all black men. And here's the thing also. When people have bad relationships and experiences with men or women, that is just the person that you chose. That doesn't mean that all other women or all other men are going to be like them or treat you as such. At the end of the day, people need to start taking accountability for the choices and decisions that they make themselves. And sometimes we make bad decisions.
Yeah.
And poor choices.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lisa, you have any closing words you want to say?
No, I mean, I agree with what you said. Most men do not do that kind of stuff.
That's right.
The average man in our community, they don't be sitting around doing what this dude does. And I can see why he does it, because let's be real, that man ain't pulling a lot of women.
Mm-mm.
And in order for him to sit around inflating himself with a bunch of lies, it just goes to show you, even he knows he's a loser, because he won't tell the truth about himself. But most men don't do that. The average guy don't do that.
That's right.
They really don't.
That's right. These people who have time to make up and create all these fanciful lies to try to make themselves appear to be something they're not. These people are not satisfied with themselves. They're not happy about who they are. And like Lisa said, they absolutely know that they're losers. And so they have to inflate themselves to make anyone be interested in them even remotely. And they start off with these little lies that expand into enormous lies. And then people giving credence to it just adds fuel to the fire. And now they're comfortable in the lie. And the thing about pathological liars is this: they soon began to believe their own lies.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you believe the lie, you can tell the lie again and again and again without tripping yourself up, because that's the thing. Some people get tripped up in their lies, but pathological liars tend to not do so very often because they believe the lies. Another thing is, Ressa Teesa said that this really let me know she wasn't that bright. Okay. She said that she spoke with one of his exes, and she said she basically wanted to do so to get confirmation of the lies. Lady, you should already have confirmation of the lies yourself. You were married to this man. He lived in your house. You saw him on a regular basis. You should already have confirmed. Why does someone else need to confirm the lies to you? What she really wanted to know was not to confirm. She wanted to know if someone else was equally as foolish as she was about that man. That's what I think she wanted to know at the end of the day. That's what I think it absolutely was. And, there should be a cautionary tale, like I said, to people who are out here just, so desperately wanting a relationship, and that you'll just be willing to accept anything. And then look at him. Look at him. This is, you can tell from his Facebook page. You can tell from looking at him and listening to the videos that he's posted. This man's a whole loser.
Yeah.
That's all I got from him was loser. I mean, and then the woman that said he was charming. The second lady, I think she's the one that said he was charming. I think Ressa said the same thing. What's charming about him? He has no charisma. How were they charmed? That just says to me that these women are used to dating low on the totem pole men. Because if they ever had a substantive man, a man who had something going for himself, they should have seen through his con from the get-go, as far as I'm concerned. He doesn't look like anything, doesn't dress like anything, didn't have a place to lay his head until he met them, because he moved in with them right away. So you didn't ask any questions. You didn't do any type of research. I mean, it's just all crazy to me. Like I said, people need to really start thinking more critically when they're doing online dating, which is something that I just absolutely am against.
Yeah.
Okay. And you remember what Forrest Gump said, okay, about the box of chocolates, right? Well, online dating is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. Please pay attention. All crazy. So anyway, with that all being said, we're going to conclude the broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Everyone, please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you subscribe to Lisa's channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bells and click the word all so you're notified each time we go live. God Ausere, you have anything you want to say? You want to give them your radio station information?
Yeah, so you can catch me on Order the Ancestors Radio, and that is every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. by going to wdrbmedia.com. And if you're not up at that hour, just email me info@thehouseofancestors.com and put in the subject line requesting show, and I'll just send you copies of the show.
Okay, and I've been on his radio station. It's very informative, so you all make sure you check him out. Do you want to talk about any of your social media sites you want them to follow you on, beloved?
Yeah, sure. So you can follow me at The House of Ancestors on Instagram. Also, I got a YouTube channel as well. I'm still working on it, but you can follow it at The House of Ancestors 7361.
All right. So with that all been said, and for those of you who follow the spiritual channel, Queen Ahmadiyah TV, More Than Meets the Third Eye, you know that I had God Ausere on there with me for a collaboration when we talked about some spiritual things. And so I'm going to have him back on there, okay, in the next month or so. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And don't forget to follow my dear sister, Lisa Cabrera, on her channel. Like I said, make sure that you click the like and share, or not the like and share, but click the notification bell in the word all so that you know when she goes live. With that all being said, I want to thank you all for tuning in once again. I hope you enjoy the rest of this lovely evening, and hopefully I will see you all tomorrow for your morning wake-up call, because we're going to get into the business, all right? So with that all being said, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. And I'm going to end this with that Harriet Tubman, that Black History Month rap that I played for you all the other day. Hold on, let me make sure I still have it on here. Okay, so until next time, beloveds, peace.
Running New Orleans and planning for the daily. You know my damn baby, or rent the castle headed. Big mama of the town, I'm the big talk. I don't just talk about, but can I do that civil walk? I walk to freedom. The freedom riders coming to my house, the horse to meet. We went to corner street and sat in only white for seat. Don't wanna put his gun up to my face, I kept heating. What you know about that 335? What you know about escaping to Detroit on the floor? So that the clan won't know, they looking for this Negro. After I put on the show, on that bus like, cause we ain't getting up. Matter of fact, we sitting up, trying to get me up, but you ain't big enough. Being tough, walking down that rows of the bounce, so it don't bother me when they take out the dogs in Alabama. When you hit it, bop, better drop. I empty out that clip, cause big tell me don't stop. Get down or get popped, and mouse is my heart. Don't run me through my Glock, stop playing with me. I said I hate to knock your teeth out, peace out. You gon' knock that cause you playing with your life. I do not fight, you don't say. I didn't come to play, I came for the slaves. We can do it the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. The process hard, let them go, or you can die. Was in the union as a spy, and as a nurse, but ended on front line. And I ain't